I think we need more thinking.
The Nuggets in Golden State to take on the Warriors for the first game of the season. I got to cover it. What happened? Let's find out. You're listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about the Nuggets. Good vibes. Let's get it.
Let's try to get healthy. Let's stay together. And if we can do that, we put ourselves in a good situation.
How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler here for another take of Nuggets basketball. It's been a while. I know it's been a while. I apologize for not posting anything lately. I understand, too, that I promised you all that there would be a video of my experience at the Las Vegas Aces Championship Parade. That is still coming. I just wasn't able to finish it before I headed out on a travel. Had travel to cover the Nuggets season opener. So I got more stuff from that to edit. So there will be another video about that. Lots of content coming on. Definitely, if you haven't already, try to follow me on X as well as my Instagram profile, Professor Chandler. You'll see all of the great shots I got on there. But I also got one great one of Mr. Nugget, Aaron Gordon, in his pregame warm-ups before his amazing performance, career high. But I just wanted to jump on here, give a little introduction, because I did most of my takes and everything on that trip. So I'm going to cut to that. But before I cut to that, I also wanted to dive in a little bit before that, something I did not cover while I was there. I was more focused on the Nuggets. But this does kind of cover the dip into the Nuggets a little bit, and that is the recent difficult issue or difficult news to take in of the Chauncey Billups getting arrested by the FBI. And I know there's also Terry Rozier. I'm not going to really talk too much about Terry Rozier, but Chauncey Billups more specifically because he is a Nugget. I don't care if he's the head coach of the Trailblazers. He is a born and raised Coloradan. He was a phenomenal Hall of Famer for the Nuggets, and he's a champion. And it breaks my heart to see that he is actually secretly a criminal. I mean, obviously, guilty until proven innocent, or innocent until proven guilty, but the other way around. But still, like, that really does, it's heartbreaking, and it's at the same time where we can't really be too surprised because we are talking about the NBA, and all of us fans know when a game has been rigged. We all know. We've seen it. We've seen the refs being favorable to one side, Scott Foster, and then the players, like, now it makes me wonder whenever a player totally is, for less of a better word, crap on the floor, if they're intentionally throwing the game. Like, they have, this whole development has now put that into question. Every time we see a player, putting up a horrible shot or putting up a horrible lob or pass, assist, or whatever, are they intentionally throwing the game, or was that just an uncalculated, move? I mean, now it's up for interpretation, really. Only the player really knows, and they're never going to say the truth. No one's going to really advocate, I was trying to throw the game. No one's going to say that. So this is all crazy development, but again, not very shocking. It's just a little bit shocking that it happened to, or that Chauncey Billups was one of those. Like, you can definitely, like, eyeball a little bit of who might be the ones that are, and Terry Rozier falls right in line with that. But Chauncey Billups, come on. That would, I know that Michael Jordan was deep into gambling, but you saw he played. Regardless of his gambling, he still played. And so I don't know who else is in this. I mean, sometimes it makes me think of Jokic throwing some games intentionally. But I don't want to think that way about our MVP, our MV3. So I'm not even going to entertain it, but still, this has kind of raised a lot of questions. And the big thing for me, so a friend of mine asked me, well, what's going to happen? Unfortunately, nothing's going to happen. I'm of the mindset that nothing is going to happen. We're going to be shocked about this for a couple of days, and then it's going to be business as usual. So we've seen it before, and nothing really happens. These players get slapped with a little, hand slap. I mean, Rozier is still going to get paid his salary. So that is unsettling, and that just kind of verifies that nothing's really going to happen. But it is interesting to see how deep this goes. I want to see who also is involved in this. And apparently Kevin Garnett is a part of it. So be interesting to see if he's indicted. I know there's like 30 players and coaches that they are men that they arrested, but man, it's crazy. So let me know what your thoughts are on this matter in the comments. I'm definitely interested to hear what everyone else says. I kind of think I'm of the mindset that it sucks that it happened to Chauncey Billups. That's my main takeaway, is that it sucks that it happens to Chauncey Billups. It questions now everything, or puts into question everything that we see now in the NBA. So the trust level, it was already razor thin. Now it's like almost like completely broken. But at the same time, nothing's going to change. And so if we want to continue to watch the teams that we want to watch and what we love, we basically have to just kind of deal with it. Same thing with the fact that Adam Silver said that we can watch highlights if we can't afford the games. Like, that kind of bullshit is going to continue to go because we have no power to actually push back unless we as fans collectively as a unit stop watching the games. Say, no, we're not going to have this until you change this. Case in point, or main thing I would want is just Adam Silver out of the NBA. I mean, if there's no one more guilty than him, I'd like to see it, because he is the most guilty of all of this that you can possibly see. But at the same time, too, so real quick, Brian Windhorst, if you don't know, is a columnist for ESPN. And he was saying that in the 2022-2023 season, there was a lot of teams intentionally tanking to get Victor Wembanyama, the number one pick. That, and this entire time, people have been saying that the Nuggets had an easy chip. And that I've been fighting it. I've been like fighting people in general. Like, that was not an easy chip year. And now this comes out that they were intentionally tanking, which then puts into question, was it an easy chip year? And regardless of it, it is a win. It is a chip. And I'm glad that the Nuggets have it, but it doesn't sit well. And I hope that the Nuggets win this year, because that would definitely solidify that they are, it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't an easy chip year. They are in the Jokic era, which is coming into a possible dynasty. And I have all my faith, especially after seeing Aaron Gordon's amazing 50-point game, that can happen. But it doesn't sit well. And it doesn't sit well that Chauncey Billups was a part of this. So let me know in the comments. But I'm going to move on to the game that was in the season opener in the Bay. So I'm going to cut back over to myself taking the breakdown of that.
So the Nuggets were in Golden State last night to take on the Golden State Warriors. And I've said it a little bit, I think, before, but despite the slow kind of off season that the Golden State Warriors had, they are still a very difficult team, a very good team. And they even got better despite not making a lot of moves. They only really needed a couple of moves to be made anyways, which was to clear up the issues with Kuminga and then to get a solid center. They got that. They cleared up the issues with Kuminga. He is now playing better than he was before because he's more dialed in rather than checked out like he was last season. And he is a huge piece of their overall machine. And then to get Al Horford. Now, Al Horford was actually waiting out on who he was going to sign with based on the Nuggets decisions, because he was actually kind of leaning towards the Nuggets. And I'm very happy that we got Big Val, and Big Val has been already showing a lot of positivity for the bench. But I still slightly wish that they would have gone with Al Horford. I mean, despite the fact that he's close to 40 years old, he's 19 seasons or something like that. He hasn't aged much. He is still playing at a high level. He helped the Celtics get their 6th championship, because again, nothing happened, nothing counts before 1980. But he helped them get a championship recently, and he actually plays really good defense, and he can shoot the 3-ball really well. Who also on the Warriors can shoot the 3-ball really well? Let's think on that. So already it was a hard game to start the season off, a hard matchup. And for the last couple of seasons, that Warriors actually haven't been much of a worrisome for the Nuggets. They haven't really been much to them. The Nuggets have been able to win these games, though I will say that many of these games have been very, very close. You had the buzzer beater 3 from Yoke in Golden State in 2024. You had the Cup game last season in Ball Arena, where there a lot of heat there. That was also close. Like, these games have always been very close. Even the second game of the chip year was in Golden State. That was super close. The Nuggets only won by 5 points. So these matchups have always been close. And despite the fact that the Nuggets have won several times now against the Warriors are coming back. They're not the same Warriors that they were a year ago. And they're not the same Warriors they were 2 years ago. And they're going to have a very good, chance if they stay healthy. There is a big if, and you can say the same thing for the Nuggets. If the Nuggets stay healthy, they have a good chance at the championship. I mean, you have a lot of season. You have Curry in his 17th year. You have Al Horford in his 19th year, and then you have Draymond getting up there. You have Jimmy Butler. All of them are susceptible to injuries. On the Nuggets side, you have Jamal Murray, who he says he looks great, and he does look great. He looks, as they say, spry? You have Jamal Murray. He has been injury prone the last couple of seasons. Even Aaron Gordon has been injury prone. They even, out of precaution, the second game of preseason, they didn't let him play. So there is an element of load management on these guys that you're hoping that they stay healthy by doing that. Even Jokic. And then also, you get Cam Johnson in the mix, Christian Brown. On the bench side, Brucey B just had a surgery. How is that going to play out in this season? So there are still a lot of ifs. But if those ifs either happen or don't happen, whether or not they're good or bad, it could play out very well for the Nuggets. The thing that I would say is that for all of last season, people were downplaying the Spurs. The Spurs, I have had a strong feeling that the Spurs are going to bounce back. And so far, from their first game, there's a clear indication that they will. A lot of people were putting the Mavs up ahead of the Spurs. I'm not. I think the Spurs are going to be better than the Mavericks this year, because case in point is Kyrie Irving is not healthy right now. He is still recovering. He's not going to be back until around January, maybe February. So because of that, they're going to have to really push hard in the end of the season to really make the playoffs. And then you have Anthony Davis, who is extremely injury prone. So like it's pretty much going to be reliant on how well Cooper Flagg plays. Wemby has gone into another level. And that other level is him finally accepting his role as being in the paint and taking less threes. Now the fact that he's able to kind of stay in the paint, block shots on the other end, dunk shots, get the small mid-range shots, now it's going to be a problem. You have also a lot more help around him. They got Cornette from the Celtics, who has done a good job in defending. I wouldn't put him as a good offensive player at all, but as a defender, he is a good defender. And then you also got Kelly Olynyk on there, and the fact that you still have Barnes, Aaron Fox is on there. This is going to be a difficult team as well. I don't know if they're going to be more difficult than Golden State, but they will be a difficult team. I don't see them winning the championship this year. That's for one thing. I don't see them winning the championship, but I do see them as a difficult team. I see them in the top 6. The Mavericks will probably be in the play-in again this year. That's my prediction. But the top teams that I would say for this season is going to be OKC, the Nuggets, the Rockets. I wouldn't take anything away from the Rockets, despite them not having Van Fleet. I think that they showed a good indication that they're still going to be good when they had their season opener with OKC going into double overtime. And then you have the Spurs, you have Golden State. I mean, there's 5 already. And then that wild card could be anyone from the Clippers to the Timberwolves to maybe Memphis. So, like, already there. The other big thing, too, is a surprising element. And again, most teams have only played 1 game so far, so there's not a lot to really base this kind of takes on. But Utah had a great first game. And a lot of it has been because of Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey has shown out. Ace Bailey is actually having a better start to the season than Cooper Flagg has. That's kind of interesting. And how that's going to develop and everything, who knows? But there's something to say about Utah right now. I mean, I don't think they will make the play-in this year. They will probably be around 10-11 is my guess. And then, the other teams, I think the Pelicans are going to tank again this year. I don't think that they're much of a worrisome at all. I don't think it's going to be a good year for the Kings. And then that's all of them in the... am I missing anyone? Well, then the Lakers. Of course I missed the Lakers. The Lakers, I feel like, are going to have a play-in year. I mean, I know there's a lot of Lakers fans out there probably hating on that take and everything, but it's just, I'm not worried about DeAndre Ayton. I mean, he hasn't done well in his roles. Like, he'll have a good game now and then, but I just don't see him as a dominant factor for the Lakers to have a crazy year. You also have LeBron James with sciatica out until mid-November. So, I mean, that's also a huge thing. How is he going to be when he comes back? There's also that factor. I got into a little, chat thread debate with a buddy of mine about the All-Stars. Him saying that LeBron James is going to make the All-Stars. I don't think LeBron James is going to make the All-Stars this year. And the main deciding information or facts that I have to back that up is this fact that he has sciatica. He's out of the games right now, not playing. He won't play several games until November. You have to have played a certain amount of games to be able to get into the All-Stars. And then to the fact that when he does come back, he still has to play on a high level to get accepted. I know that it's LeBron and you're going to get a lot of votes just based off of that. But think of how many players have played phenomenally and have gotten high votes within the fan base and everything, and still didn't make All-Stars. I don't think that he's going to make All-Star the first time in a long time. I think this opens up for other players like an Aaron Gordon or a Jamal Murray. And I think that they could still have a good chance of getting in there. Now the factor is, will Jokic be in the All-Star lineup? Because we've seen him in the Eurobasket. We've seen him in preseason. Now we've got to see him in his first NBA game. And there is something to say for his health. Before the preseason even started, him not really fit and everything didn't worry me. He can still impact the game more than anyone else. Now we've gotten to see a couple of games, and I am a little bit worried in his fitness level or his shape, because I got to cover, as I said before, the game last night against Golden State, and I got to go into the locker room, and there's some things that I would say that he doesn't look as in shape as you would want him to look. And he is huffing and puffing out there more so than in the last couple of years. He just looks fatigued really quickly. Especially the biggest indicator of this is in the jump balls. More of the jump balls, especially last season. Last season, he was able to get up. He got up really good and was able to control a lot of the tips. He hasn't really controlled a single tip in preseason. He didn't control the tip last night multiple times because there were multiple jump balls. He hasn't controlled the tip. And he barely even jumps. You can even see it in the way he jumps. He just like, okay, yeah, you guys have it. We'd rather play on defense right now. That is a little bit worrisome in that fact. And it's going to require a lot more of the rest of the team to play well. Now, two players who are playing phenomenally right now for the Nuggets is Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray. We actually saw a good amount of production from Christian Brown the preseason. He didn't play so well last night. And then Cam Johnson also fell up a little bit. He actually had a good, last game of the preseason. And now he's not playing as well again. And I think there's going to be a lot of these growing pains with Cam Johnson throughout the season. Him trying to find his fitting within this Jokic structure. And I don't know if I do think that he's going to be in scapegoat. I think Jokic is going to be in the scapegoat for a lot of these issues. And we are still having a little bit of issues with the bench. And that is also worrisome. Though the issues there are not really related to Valanciunas. It's related to everyone else. Tim Hardaway Jr. had a great night last night. I will say that. Brucey B made some impacts now and then, but he's not impacting the games like he was in the 22-23 championship year. So, and it could be because he's still favoring the knee. I don't know. The Nuggets didn't look as good as we were hoping them to look. And that is kind of a letdown. But the big takeaway that Coach Adelman had in his press conference is that there's 81 more games. This is just one. And that's a huge takeaway. So what happened? The Nuggets were playing in their navy blue jerseys. The Warriors were playing in the whites. If you haven't already seen all of the images and videos out there, just so you know that's what was going on. They were playing in the Chase Center again. And the Warriors got the win in overtime. Final score is 137-131. Now, the big thing here is that this was 100% the game that for the Nuggets to lose. And that's what happened. The Nuggets could have won this several times. They were up. For most of the game, they were up. They were even up close to 20 points. And they squandered it in the third and fourth quarter, especially the fourth quarter. You thought that maybe the third quarter, with how much better the Warriors came out of the halftime, that the Nuggets would then come back in the fourth. And it even got a little bit worse than in the third quarter. And then in overtime, it was just like, hey, that's it. So you could tell that the Nuggets were getting tired more and more so towards the end of the game. And for a team that trains at a higher altitude, that's not an excuse. You can't be tired. I don't care what you did the night before. Maybe if you have a game the next day, you don't go out. And not to say that they did go out. I don't know if they went out, but I'm just saying that if they did, like, be smart about this. Don't go out. Don't party. Go to bed at a recent time so you can wake up and do everything you need to do to get ready for the game and be as energetic as possible for that game, 48 minutes of that game. So if we break down this game, the first quarter, Warriors win the tip, and the Nuggets get So if we break down this game, the Warriors won the tip, and the Nuggets were not getting off to the great start that we wanted them to, as the Warriors were on a 7-0 run. Then Jokic with the layup gets Nuggets on the board, leading to Nuggets going on a run to tie the game. And Nuggets take the lead and build a 5-point lead from a three-pointer from Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon was hot from three. And I saw the Inside the NBA guys, I think Aaron and Johnson, misquoted a stat from him. Aaron Gordon made 9 out of 10 threes tonight. He was 8 for 8. Ernie said 7 for 7 was the highest percentage for him. It was 8 for 8. He missed 1 3 in the third quarter. Past that, he made every single three. He made 8 for 8, missed 1, and then made, I think, 2 more to get him to 9 out of 10. And so, but he was hot. And then Warriors on back-to-back buckets make it a 1-point game. Obviously, it goes up and down a lot of times. Off a crazy block from Al Horford, Nuggets able to collect the rebound as Aaron Gordon knocks down a 3 to extend the lead to 6 again. AG with a second 3 to expand it to 9. He was on fire, I'm telling you. It was a phenomenal night for Aaron Gordon. Miscommunication leads to back-to-back buckets for the Warriors, totaling in 5 points to knock the lead back down to 4. And the Nuggets did win the first 31-27. The second quarter, Big Val starts the quarter off with a bucket to get the Nuggets on the board first in the quarter. Tim Hardaway Jr. sinks a 3 to get the Nuggets up by 7 before Podziemski knocks down a layup to cut it down to 7. And then Jamal Murray, who staggers the bench minutes, gets a layup looking confident. He had a decent game. Then Big Val feeds a bounce pass to Brucey B for a layup, extending the lead to 7. And P. Watt is bringing up the ball more. And this is the thing for him. And I don't know if it's because of the lack of a contract extension, that he didn't play well. I hope that's not the case, but he did not play well last night. And whatever is going on in his head, he needs to clear it, focus on the job ahead, because even if you play well, it's going to make you look even more tradable for other teams. So regardless, if you think that you're worth a certain amount of money and that other people don't agree with that, then you have to do everything in your power to make yourself look like you're worth that much, if not more. And when you start to not play well because of that, you're starting to prove their point, not make a point yourself. And I hope that this isn't the case. I am just speculating right now, but P. Watt did not have a good game last night. And then Jokic checks back in at the 7:40 mark of the second quarter. Warriors score back-to-back buckets from Draymond and Al Horford, making it a 1-point game before Jokic sinks a 3 to get it back up to 4. And Jokic was taking way too many threes last night, way too many, and he was bricking most of them. It was kind of frustrating. I wanted him to do a little Schambor shuffle in the close to the paint area, those buckets for 2. I mean, he was trying too hard last night, and I wasn't enjoying it at all. P-Watt then sinks 2 free throws to get the Nuggets first to 50. And then Nuggets have a whole sequence of very risky passing that AG finally bails them out of by drawing a foul on GP2 at a rebound. Allows the Nuggets to reset, and Aaron Gordon knocks down a 3. AG then seems to be carrying the Nuggets as he drains another 3 to extend the lead to 12. And at this point is when he is 7 out of 7 in 3 points. So this is before the half. So before the half, he was 7 out of 7. But then he made it up to 8. And so the Nuggets weren't able to get back into transition as the Warriors are able to rush the ball down for a quick 2. Nuggets still win the second 39-34. Nuggets on top going into the half 70-61. Third quarter starts, and the Nuggets start off with a missed 3 from Jokic. On the other end, Kuminga, who makes 1 of 2 free throws, he gets fouled by Jokic, goes to the line there, makes 1 of 2, and gets the first bucket for the quarter for the Warriors. Aaron Gordon then muscles down a finger roll layup to get the Nuggets on board in the third, and then Cam Johnson gets his first points. His first points were in the third quarter. Cam Johnson, Nuggets starter, got his first points in the third. This is what I'm talking about. He was off again. There's a lot of disappointment, and there's going to be a lot of growing pains. He's such a nice guy. He has that kind of nice guy mentality that Steph Curry has. But man, is he frustrating. At least Steph Curry can actually make the buckets. Cam Johnson is getting a little bit frustrating now that we're past preseason, and he still seems like he's in preseason mode. So he gets his first bucket in the third quarter with a jump shot for 2. And then a nice block from Aaron Gordon on Curry, who collects the ball and sinks a 3, his 8th consecutive 3 at this point. So this is the 8 for 8 there. Nuggets slow on defense allows Warriors to make it a 6-point game. And then Warriors make it a 2-point game from lack of Nuggets defense. AG gets a jump shot for 2 to get his 32 points. He already had, I think it was like 27 in the first half. And then Warriors take the lead with a 3 from Al Horford, followed by a Nuggets turnover and a foul on Butler to send Warriors into the bonus. Jamal then ties the game with 4 straight points. Butler gets fouled by Brucey B, makes 1 of 2, followed by a layup from Podziemski to make it a 3-point lead. And then Murray sinks a 3 to tie the game. And at the end of the quarter, as the Warriors win the third, 33-24. If I remember correctly, there's not one single quarter in the first that the Nuggets won that big. I guess you could say the 70-61 in the second quarter, but that wasn't it was 39-34 in that quarter. The first quarter, 31-27, not by 9 points. Warriors won the quarter by 9 points, near 10 points in the third quarter to battle back. Fourth quarter, Nuggets opt for a lineup of Brucey B, Big Val, Tim Hardaway Jr., Jamal Murray, and P-Watt, the same lineup at the end of the third. And Warriors start the quarter off with Murray fouling Butler, sending him to the line for 2, makes 2 to get the first buckets of that quarter. Tim Hardaway Jr. makes a 3 to get the Nuggets a 1-point lead. And then Brucey B fouls Richard, sends him to the line for 2, who makes 1 of 2, but gets the Warriors first to 100. Game is going to too fast for the Nuggets, and they start to lose control several times of the ball. Then Jamal lobs the ball for AG for the Nuggets' 1-point lead, and then AG knocks down another 3 to extend the lead to 4. AG he was killing the Warriors, and he was one of the few Nuggets that the arena wouldn't really boo. They were just kind of like awed by him, and also the fact that he is kind of one of them. He is a Bay Area kid, and it's just the fact that he's playing for another team, and so there's a little bit of respect there for him. And so he extends the lead, and then Jokic checks back in at the 7:53 mark of the fourth quarter. AG muscles up another layup to get fouled, gets the and 1. Nuggets get a lead by 9 points. They have a lead by 9 points towards the end of the fourth quarter. Nuggets still aren't playing good defense and getting by on Warriors missing shots, and then Cam gets a 3 to go into maintain a lead of 7 points. Then Jokic gets a triple-double from that as well. So he did have a triple-double, but it was a kind of a lower triple-double than what we're used to. Then Curry ties the game with a 3. So the fact that they were up by 9 and then Curry ties it with a 3 means that they did not play defense as well. They did not challenge shots. They did not limit the spacing for the Warriors. And AG then nails a 3 with 25 seconds left in the game to tie the game and or to get a 3-point lead. And then Curry comes back to tie the game at 3. Then it's down to an inbound with Jamal having the setting the play. He doesn't take the shot. He's the one that I would have rather him take the shot. Him or AG. They were two the higher scorers last night. They give it to Jokic. Jokic misses a 2-point shot, sends him into overtime. I did not like that shot. Even though it was a fairly good looking shot for him, I did not like it. Even from where I was standing. And I wish that Jamal would have made that shot, but he didn't. And we went into overtime, and overtime, the Warriors killed the Nuggets. Curry sank a 3 for the first bucket of overtime. Warriors extend the lead to 3 when Butler and Curry extend it to 8 with 23 seconds left on the shot clock, or left on the in the game, I should say. So, I mean, here are my stat sheets. Again, the Warriors won. Let me double check. 137 to 131. So, not a good first. I mean, a good game, but not a great outcome for the first game. So this is as a media, you get these sheets, right? These stat sheets. And so the first quarter through the fourth quarter, you have Cam Johnson. He had 2 points, played 27 minutes, 7 field goal attempts. So he was 2 for 7. He had 1 3-pointer out of 5. He was a minus 11 with ending with 5 points. So he had 5 points. Aaron Gordon, this was in the first 1 through 4 again. He had 45 points, so he gets a couple more points in the overtime to get him ahead. Jokic with 19 points, and he was 7 for 18 last night. Played 35 minutes. He was 2 for 10 and 3, and then he had how many turnovers? He had 2 turnovers, and he was a minus 4. And so then the players that didn't really play. Oh, also Christian Brown. He played 33 minutes last night. He only had 4 points. So him and Cam Johnson were kind of non-factors. And there was even a point there where Christian Brown fouled Curry at the arc to get a 4-point play. Not great. Jamal Murray had 23 points and 10 for 19 from field. He was 1 for 4 from 3. So Tim Hardaway Jr. had 10 points off the bench. And then Valanciunas had 8 points off the bench. So those were your biggest factors on the bench side. Spencer Jones he played minutes. He played 5 minutes, and he was definitely put in there specifically for defense because he didn't make any points. Dron Holmes didn't play. Zeke Naji didn't play. Jalen Pickett didn't play. Julian Strother didn't play. Hunter Tyson didn't play. Scoop didn't play. Curtis Jones didn't play. So we definitely got more of a playoff rotation there than anything else. And on the other end, Curry in the regulation racked up 35 points and Jimmy Butler 18 points. So they were the big factors in there. But also, every one of their starters made double-digit points. That's a big issue when all of their starters are making double-digit points there. And let's see, Aaron Gordon after the first half had 25 points. That was the thing there. So I mean, the big takeaway is that this is just one game, and the Nuggets now have to battle the Suns. Thank God we have the Suns and not someone else. And we're take them on in the home game, our first home opener. So hopefully they're able to eke out a win there. If not really eke out. Hopefully they dominate the Suns and get a defiant win, and it will be 1-1. Start of the season. Now the big thing that I wanted to say too is on OKC. Everyone's hyping them up, thinking they're going to be the driving champion factor this season. I don't see that. I see the fact that they went into double overtime twice in a row with two different teams. I don't think that they're as locked in as they were last year. They have been playing decent basketball. I don't think they're playing at the exact level they were playing last season, but I do think that they are still playing at a high level. But I also think that the refs are starting not to fall in their favor as much as they were last season. So there is a little combo of A and B and C all together, but I don't see them as the dominant factor this season as they were. They might actually end up as a 2 seed. I don't see them going further than a 2 seed though. They'll be 1 or 2. And I think the top seed will be determined on the ifs of every other team. So I can see Golden State being the 1 seed. I can see the Nuggets being the 1 seed. I can see the Rockets being the 1 seed. But it's going to be, I think, those 4 teams. The Rockets, Golden State, OKC, and the Nuggets. So, but I wanted to also show you my experience at the game last night. So we'll carry it over to there, and then I'll wrap things up.
I am on my way to the Chase Center for my second time covering the Nuggets and Warriors. Pretty excited. A lot of stuff I learned from the first go around, and looking forward to growing as a media specialist, journalist, if you want to call it, sports journalist. So let's get it. Go Nuggets. A lot of stuff happened today with the Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier. Gonna find how I can thread the needle there in my questioning of David Adelman and the rest of the team. So we'll check in later.
How do you make sure the sting of this loss doesn't bleed into Saturday's home opener?
Because there's 81 left. I mean, there's 41 at home and 40 on the road. It was a game I'm sure they'll replay. I mean, it was a crazy game. These are NBA nights. These things happen. But like I told them in there, if we won tonight and we went and stubbed our toe at home, what's the difference? It's 1-1. So we have to refocus ourselves, new opponent on Saturday, get ourselves going at home.
What is it about Aaron, do you think, that's allowed him to improve his shooting the way that he has the last couple of seasons?
I mean, probably shooting. Probably he was being in the gym and shooting the ball. So I think it's that.
AJ, last season you were quoted saying Russ wasn't a dog, he was a wolf. And the same thing could be said of you. What drives you ups and downs regardless of that to make an impact that you have on the team?
You said to make an impact on the team?
Yeah.
Just be here for my teammates. Yeah, I mean, these guys are great. So just trying to show up and be as good as I possibly can be for the next man, and have their back, be reliable, because I know they got my back. And just enjoying this, just enjoying the ability to play ball. Yeah, that's what comes down to it.
It was quite a game. I'm now trying to find my way out of Chase Center. I had this same issue last time, but all right, so I made it out of Chase Center. As you can see, Chase Center's right behind me here. And what I was saying is that this was definitely a tough loss to take for a game season opener, but it was on the road, and so the deck was already stacked against the Nuggets. Next game, they'll be at home on Saturday, so it's going to be a lot better. But the bigger thing is just the lack of defense. The defense has been an issue since day one, and they have definitely gotten better and bigger, but they still aren't able to control the perimeter and contest these crazy threes, especially without fouling.
Well, there you have it. There's my experience at the Chase Center. I want to thank the DNVR Nuggets podcast, Adam, D-Line, Harrison, Vogt, producer Kale, producer Nick, all you guys. Thank you so much for the experience. My second time working with you guys. I can't wait for the third time and the fourth time. Hope this comes into a common thing. This has been a huge dream to work with you guys, so I really appreciate it and appreciate the opportunities. And for all you, if you do like this episode, I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a like and subscribe, share it out to your friends and family. And if you feel gracious enough to give me a donation, I can shout out your name as well as any take you have or comment or whatever. I can shout that out for you. I really appreciate it. I am the one that does all of this myself. This is all me, and it is a lot of work, so would appreciate any kind of help from you guys to keep this going. But you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about the Nuggets. Good vibes. We'll catch you later.